What is up, Ravens flock? We are back for our fifth victory show in a row. We Bleed Purple podcast, Daniel Wilcox, Matt Trigger, and we are recapping the Ravens 23 to 10 victory over the New York Jets. Another ugly win, but as you said, Wilcox, another one.
Another one in my DJ Khaled voice. Another one. Hey, bro, I'm not mad at all, man. I'll take all the wins we can get. 5 in a row, baby. I'm all in, dog. I'm all in. We back, baby. We back.
Yeah. It took the offense until the third quarter to get going. It was a very ugly game. A lot of miscues. I want to bring something up.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lamar Jackson is a lot more hurt than we know, and that they're letting on.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have any explosiveness. He doesn't have any will to run. He doesn't have that want to take off and gain some extra yards. He did it once today, and he looks like he's hobbled. But I'm convinced he got hurt in Buffalo. We've talked about that before, but he just doesn't look like the same explosive Lamar Jackson. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree 100%. It's not even a question in my mind. I'm not 100% sure if he's like hurt or injured or whatever the situation may be. I know there's something going on. I don't know exactly what that is. I don't know if he just has to be careful so he don't hurt himself, or maybe there's something that's there, like there may be some internal, and they telling him not to overexert himself too much, that type of thing, because he could possibly get injured if he did, or he could probably hurt himself internally if he does. I don't know if it's a hamstring or a quad or a groin, and he's just trying to baby it. When I look at him, I study his uniform. I don't see anything wrapped on his lower extremities. No groin wrap, no hip wrap, abdomen wrap, no thigh wrap, no hamstring wrap, no knee brace, none of that stuff. So as I study his body in uniform, I can't tell that it's something that like a hamstring pull or groin pull or anything like that, because he don't wear anything underneath his pants, but I guess a jock strap or maybe some tights or something. I don't know. Definitely not wrapped up with bandages or anything like that.
Yeah, but he just doesn't look like he's got like that next gear.
That
Exactly.
Yeah, something's wrong. I don't know what that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's like an overexertion type thing. If he overexerts himself too much, or he gets up to top speed, maybe he can, rupture something inside or rip something, like I'm saying, maybe it's something internally, and he's just trying to be cautious and trying to be careful, because he just has not had that the game against Buffalo. Everybody saw it. He was twitchy, He was fast, he was explosive. He took off when he wanted to take off. He was trying to make plays. He's dialed way back. And I brought up something when we talked today, Matt. I said maybe he's doing his best Kobe Bryant impersonation, where he's trying not to be the guy that gets them, bail them out every single time, and let his players make plays and let the guy around him shine. And when it's his turn to take over later on in the season, then maybe he'll step up and start to do those Lamar Jackson type things that we know so well. And maybe trying to, like what they say, rock the baby. Lull everybody to sleep. Rock the baby. And then before you know it, people forget that he's as explosive as he is. They start putting a spy on him, and all of a sudden he's taking off for another 200-yard rushing game or something.
I mean, that's fair. Also Derrick Henry is starting to really get going. Not necessarily in the yards, but he's scoring. He's scoring a lot of touchdowns. He's got 9 on the year, and he looks to be in tune, and he's starting to kind of figure out ways to score when the offensive line isn't necessarily holding up. For those of you watching, we have a guest coming on tonight. He's from Baltimore, born and raised Baltimore, wide receiver from the New York Jets, one of Daniel's former teammates, coming on. Tavon Mason. Tavon, what's going on, brother?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Tay, what it do, baby?
What up, my man, Wilcox? What's up, baby?
Well, it's been a long time. But look at all that gray in the beards.
I know, man.
That's that daddy shit right there. That's that daddy shit.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, man.
You too, Tay, man. Good to see you, bro. Welcome on the show, dog. Glad to have you.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Good seeing you, Tay. It's always good to share the screen with you. For those of you that don't know Tavon Mason, he is a Baltimore born and bred NFL wide receiver. He played for the New York Jets, played in New York while Daniel was there, and he is currently doing some high school coaching, I believe, down in the South.
Yes, sir. I'm down in Middle Georgia at Northside High School in Warner Robins this past season.
Ooh, go down there with them dogs, boy.
Yeah.
all them corn-fed football players.
Right. And them big
Say,
boys.
what position you coaching now? Are you coaching wideouts? Or you OC?
Yeah, so I'm slot wide receivers this year. The last 3 years I was at Westside High School in Macon. I had the secondary and sand linebackers and kick returner team. My first year down here, kind of like the same thing. I was at Ace High School in Macon, and I was helping on the offensive side, the defensive side, and helping with special teams. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, they
and also picked up wrestling. I forgot that. Picked up wrestling as well.
Okay, all right. Yeah, went down and taking all the money.
Right.
So you legit down there. Okay, I see. So you inside the building and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Recruit the kids in the hallways, all that. Okay, shit.
Doing all that good stuff.
Okay, well, they got a hell of a coach, brother. Congratulations to them.
I appreciate you, brother.
How long are you planning on coaching high school ball? Are you trying to move up? What are you trying to do?
I've been testing the waters. It's crazy because last year, I'm not sure if you saw when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers kicked off their National Coaches Academy. So last year was the inaugural season. I was one of the top 25 for the inaugural class. So went down to Tampa Bay, got the coach on the special team side, and doing that mini camp. I just missed. It's funny. Just missed going back home to the Jets. I interviewed with the special team coach, part of the Bill Walsh diversity program, and did a great interview, but they decided to go different routes, but I would have been there. So I'm still plugging away, trying to get back into, I would like to do college full-time or NFL full-time. If not, keep climbing that ranks with high school, try to get back in that head coaching seat. I was there at Woodlawn High School back home before moving down here. So, so that's on the list. Yeah.
So you already been the head coach in high school already?
Yep.
He coached Woodlawn for a while.
You coming for the number one spot, baby?
Right.
Coming for the number one spot, Jay.
Right. Just still plugging away, man. Still plugging away.
That's dope, man. Well, hopefully somebody give you a chance. You already know what the key is. Get to know them ADs, baby.
Yeah. Yep. That's the big thing. So, yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the key to it.
Yeah.
And did you get a chance to check the game out today at all? The Jets versus Ravens?
Yeah, so I got to I got to check out the highlights and been looking at the updates because you know how it is, Wilcox down here. They don't even show the Falcons or anything else. So I've been doing the highlights, and it's funny because my mom kept me updated. She kept texting me, so I FaceTime her and she keep me updated as well. So I got to see some of the highlights, some of the clips as I was. It
was a rough game, Tay. Like AG doing a phenomenal job with the defense, boy. You can tell the defense is just on a whole nother level in New York right now. And it reminds me a lot of what you saw Detroit do the last 4, 5, 6 years, right? Yeah. So they're stifling people, they're shutting down the run, they're shutting down the pass, they're getting in your face. Those guys are flying around, they're playing with a lot of energy and stuff. And they just absolutely stalemated the Ravens the first half of this game. I think it's a halftime 7-3. And we came out of halftime and kind of ran away with it after halftime. But they was doing a phenomenal job of keeping Lamar Jackson kind of, frazzled a little bit. Lamar just didn't have a Lamar day to day. He was kind of off a little bit early on, kind of throwing the ball all over the place. It wasn't very accurate and stuff like that. And that allowed them to, to pretty much be in the game going into the halftime. And me and knew that B-More was going to pull this thing out. We thought it was going to be like a 30-some point game, close to 40-some points. And I think what did we end up with, Matt? 24? What was the total, Matt? 23-10. The final score was 23. 23-10 was the Ravens. And we both thought they was going to be up in the 30s, so to see them at 23 was kind of disappointing. But Matt brought something very, very important to my attention. I didn't know that Lamar hadn't scored a touchdown the last 2 weeks. And I don't think that would be a big deal if it was any other quarterback. But for some reason, for Lamar, it's like he's so marvelous. We expect for him every single week to put out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touchdowns. So when he doesn't score, 1 week, 2 weeks in a row by throwing the ball or running the ball in himself, We all
Yeah.
trying to scratch our head and try to figure out what the hell going on. And you being from Baltimore, I'm sure you get a chance to watch a lot of Lamar Jackson. What have you seen from this man for his career since he's been with the Ravens? What have you seen, and what do you think? One of the guys that kind of came in, everybody thought he should have played another position. Then he jumped out to an MVP, and then basically another MVP. Then basically another MVP. They shitted on him. At the same time, he was a guy that nobody predicted that he was going to be able to play quarterback position in the NFL. So what do you see, and how does that inspire you as a coach or whatever? Being from the receiver side and now on the coaching side, how does his career so far and his faith and his trajectory, how does that make you feel?
I've seen a crazy improvement from his first year being there, backing up Joe Flacco, to taking over to, where they use his legs and use his ability on a higher side. I felt like coming out the gate, they kind of like trapped him, kind of like how, you see tigers and lions in the zoo. They look kind of miserable because you got these ultimate beasts, but they can't roam like they want to. It just felt like he couldn't roam like he wanted to those first couple of years. And Wilcox, you've been in there for a long time, longer than I was. When you get a new shiny car like a Lamar, it's hard to figure that out because you don't know what he's going to do. Because if you look at his trail at Louisville, the dude won the Heisman early on in his year. And the thing that people forgot, and all of those GMs, numbskull GMs, don't realize that the dude threw for over 3,000 yards also at Louisville. So it's not like he just was like, this guy is coming, I'm going to run left, run right, run to the middle. No, the dude can throw the ball. He needed that chance to prove it. It just starting out the gate, he was in a scheme that wouldn't allow for what we saw his third year, his fourth year, what he could be able to do and how he held defenses on ice, because you drop out in the zone, he gonna kill you. You come up and press, you blitz, he's still gonna kill you because you got different weapons. So being a former wide receiver, it would be awesome to play with him now. Like you see how Zay Flowers and Bateman can move around, Hopkins can move around, even Andrews and Kohler. You have to respect what this dude can do. I think over the past couple of games, there's been injuries and he's toughened through it. With injury, just like you said, as far as his running, that the last week against Cleveland, I don't know if they was like on a 10, something like that. And he went up the middle and he got tripped up. We know he would never got tripped up like that close to the end zone. So he's pushing through situations, and on top of that, having a subpar offensive line to try to make things happen. I think in Cleveland always give us a problem, no matter who's back at the helm. It just, when you got that freak on the outside, number 95, and the way they come at Baltimore, it's tough sledding sometimes. But I love the trajectory of Lamar Jackson from being young to run to maturing. So when the naysaying like, oh, all he do is run, he like, watch this. And what did he do last year? And like you said, Wilcox, they took the MVP, the third one from him, which he should have got, but then he throws all these touchdowns, and like, what can you say now? So I like where he's going. I just hope the Ravens give him more help on that front line. I think we're pretty decent wide receivers, running backs. I definitely like to see Keaton more, but more with running backs and wide receivers and tight ends. But he needs that supporting cast up front. Any quarterback would need that supporting cast up front to be able to do what he did last season.
Boy, you just made Matt smile all on the inside when you said Keaton. Look at Matt.
I'm a Keaton guy. Tavon, I'm a Keaton guy.
Love some Keaton Mitchell, boy.
Keaton Mitchell. Look, man, I fell in love with him a couple of years ago, man.
Mm-hmm.
When he had that explosive year and then that nasty non-contact injury just really, sidelined him. And he's finally got his explosiveness and his speed back this year. Yeah. And it's such a contrast from when he comes in as opposed to Derrick Henry. Yeah. And we were talking about that, right when you were joining the show, that Derrick Henry's finding different ways to score now because we don't have that dominant run blocking offensive line that we've had the previous couple years. Yeah. 77 and 72 have been. If Falele's been, subpar to say the least. Right. But now he's doing a lot more cutback and being more patient. And
I blame it on the
for a
parents.
big guy, Yeah, but I like the way that they're mixing Keaton into the offense now. He's starting to get more touches. They got him in the return game. He's taking touches from Justice Hill at the end of the day, but that's not too bad of a thing. I'm happy that they find a way to get him included, because I don't want him to be unhappy and then he leaves the off. He's out of here in the off season.
Right.
They got to find a way to lock him up. But I wanted to ask you, defensively, I know the Ravens are starting to kind of gel a little bit more defensively.
Mm-hmm.
That front line is starting to hold up well against the run. Yeah. They didn't really give up a whole lot of rushing today. Breece Hall had a big explosive play in the pass game today. Yeah. But that's a different story. With Nnamdi Madubuike out, they really, kind of stepped up their game. Draymond Jones from the Tennessee Titans, that trade is paying off. He had 2 sacks today.
Yeah.
He got both of his sacks from the inside in the one technique.
Yeah, and I and like you said, that was kind of like our hiccup starting out, that front line not getting a lot of pass rush. But now that we're starting to get some, now we're relying on that back end, and it's up and down with our back end. Also, what I noticed too, me and my youngest son Aiden, we watched the Viking highlights and we watched the Cleveland Brown highlights, and what we saw from that back end. And it's not just our team, just like across the board, even like with coaching, is the tackling on the back end. You got your juggernaut and Kyle Hamilton that come downhill and he'll knock your head off. But we have I guess a lot, I would say more of your finesse secondary, that mainly your pass cover guys, not too big of a tackling guys. But we all know the history of the Ravens. Everybody tackle, everybody meets to the ball, everybody get their head in, get a shoulder pad in. But we watched that the Vikings highlights, and how Addison got the catch on a out. This is your basic out route, and Wiggins went to go give a shoulder, and Addison just brushed it off and was able to get the first down on like a 4-step out, which was like 4 to 5 yards. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think if we can secure tackling better, so it don't come down to teams drive and get to like the 10 to the 5, and then we look for a punch out like Hamilton got today with the Jets. If we can secure that tackle, that goes from a 2nd and 4 to possibly like a 2nd and 8. A 2nd and 7. So I think with that picking up on that front line, if we can get better at that tackle on the back end and in our zone coverage as well, it seems like we still getting hit by your digs. You know what I mean? Your cross the middle routes, your crossing routes. The communication. I don't know if it's communication. I know we got Starks back there, young guy. He's developing. He's learning through the season. So that communication thing, your in calls, your out calls, me calls, I think that will help in the end. So we're not in these slugfests with teams like you and Wilcox said, Matt, that this should have been. And myself, I'm thinking, oh man, I just look at I go on Google, look at the score. We get like 30, 35, get them boys out of here. And I'm like, hold up, this is 7-3 at halftime. Like, what's going on? So if we can secure those tackles early, and instead of just throwing shoulders, but actually go through what, the technique that, that those guys learn coming from college, I think that'll help us in the end to get off the field even more.
Yeah. When you mentioned the secondary, though, Nate Wiggins, man, he almost had he jumped a route today. He almost took it back to the house. He dropped it. He had nobody in front of him. That dude has about 7 or 8 drop picks this year. Mm-hmm. He's looking to be a stud in the secondary. And Kyle Hamilton, he seems like he gets hurt every single game, man. That dude was in the blue tent again today.
Oh yeah, that old school play, man.
He was supposed to get hurt today. The way he tried to run up on Hall today, he was supposed to get hurt. He came in there with his arm all out and kind of flaring out, and kind of got caught right in here.
Yep.
Yeah, guarantee it's a sprained neck or stinger or something like that. Guaranteed. Supposed to get hurt like that.
But Tavon, I wanted to ask you, being our guest and all, 5-game win streak for the Ravens right now. Got a quick turnaround again. We got our second Thursday night game in the last month. Got the Cincinnati Bengals at home
Right.
on Thanksgiving night. Everything seems like a playoff game at this point. They lost T. Higgins today to a concussion. He's probably not going to be ready to go on Thursday. If he is, it's a miracle. Because they don't recover from concussions like you guys did back in the day. That breaking off that smelling salt and squint, like Wilcox said last week, squinting your eyes, making the 3 turn into 1.
Or not just saying nothing at all.
Yeah, we didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like I told Matt, we just go right back in the next play and we just squint our eyes so that we can try to make those 3 images turn into 1 image, and we just hit the one in the middle.
Yeah.
We just played through it. Yeah, we played through every single thing, bro. And even if we did say something, they said, "Man, get your ass back in there."
Right. Yeah.
It's up and down. We went tough. Yeah.
Shake it off.
It's crazy though, Mace, that the Ravens are now with the Cleveland or with the Pittsburgh Steelers losing today. 5 weeks after a 1-5 start, the Ravens are now first place in the AFC North. It's incredible, man. Wilcox was saying that we're going to go on this kind of run, and he was expecting us to run the whole table.
Yeah, and we got it. I mean, because you look at the entire NFL. Like, who would have thought that Cleveland had to come? I mean, Kansas City had to come down to the end like they did. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of these teams that have been dominating the last couple of years, like that have to make these spin arounds. Buffalo Bills got to make spin arounds. Detroit got taken to the wire by the Giants, which I think is good for the game. So it's not always, oh yeah, we know this is going to be a beat up session. Just now I ain't gonna watch this game, but it gives it more flair, and it is causing these powerhouse teams to have to really like dig in that bag. You got Andy Reid got to really get in his bag against the Colts. You know what I mean? Because it's no more that Mahomes gonna go in, they get him out quick. Okay, we can bring everybody else in. So everything is fair game, like you said. And I think the Ravens can. You know what I mean? 5-game win streak. You got Aaron Rodgers up in Pittsburgh. He got hurt, but at the same time, you see what the Bears was doing. The Bears are coming up from where they was the last couple of seasons. So it is really in our hands as the Baltimore Ravens of where we want to end at the end of the season, just to be honest. If you take a look at it. And I really believe the Steelers are fearful of us, and not just being a Baltimore boy, but if you think about it, starting 1-5, we lose Lamar for 2 games. He come back and just go on a run, and the way we're winning is crazy, because it looked like we're gonna get beat, and then we hit this switch. So that goes to show that we can hit that switch early if we want to. We just holding off for some reason. So I know once we reach to the Pittsburgh, it's going to be a different element. It's always a different type of atmosphere, always a different type of game. But again, we hold the cards in our hand when it comes to this AFC North and how to make it to the Super Bowl, because none of those teams that made a solid run last season are in good standings right now. You know what I mean? So again, it's up to us, as a team to say, hey, let's go and hit this gas pedal. We on this back end. Let's go finish strong and make noise and hold true to what a lot of the commentators and everybody said before, that the Ravens are a team to watch out for.
Hey, Tay, tell me this, man, because I don't know, man. I've been on the coaching side of this thing. I've been on the player side of this thing. I've been on the player personnel side of this thing. And when I watch us all freaking time, like, my mind is blown with some of the stuff that we call, some of the stuff that we're doing offensively, defensively, and just not really kind of knowing the personnel we had. One thing that I used to give John Gruden credit on all the freaking time when I was in Tampa, he was a mastermind about getting his best player on the worst player on the defense. He always found a way to get our best receiver on their worst cornerback. And whether it was shift, motion, move, whatever it's going to be, he found a way to do that. And that's what made him so unique and so dope to me as a head coach and OC. So when I watch us play, I think about our running back situation: Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell, 3 dope-ass running backs, all on special. All of them got a nice little unique twitch. Lamar, the most explosive, most dynamic back I've ever seen play in the NFL. Then you got Receivers, you got Rashard Bateman, deep threat, top end guy that could run it, blow it off, almost catches everything. D-Hop, one of the best hands in the game. Zay Flowers, one of the most twitchy double move guys you're gonna ever freaking see, can make you miss in the phone booth. When you got 3 dope ass receivers, then you turn around on your tight end side and got Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Kolar, Patrick Card at fullback / tight end. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we not blowing people out? I'm mind blown with our coaching, the strategies, the game planning. Yeah, we got Falele. Yeah, we got Voorhees in the middle. But what we do as coaches when we have weak guys, weak links, we hide them by helping them. And I just don't never see these guys getting help. I'm confused about the play calling half the damn time. I don't understand why we don't let Derrick Henry hit his head on the goalpost more and more and more. When the defense was struggling, we were still trying to throw the ball. And we wasn't, keeping our defense off the field by having long drives and running the ball more and more. What do you think about the coaching situation? Because I think that's what it is for me. I'm mind blown sometimes about the coaching situation in Baltimore. What do you feel? Do you feel like this is a player-based thing, or do you feel like it's a coaching-based thing? While we struggle the way we struggle, this whole first half of the game, we were slow as getting started, and then end up scoring some points to the second half. What do you think?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like you said, we're loaded at running back. Why don't we use we have that two-headed monster with Keaton and Henry, like we had with our running backs in the past. You think about J.K. Dobbins, you think about Gus Edwards. You even go back when Ray Rice was here, and then we had other running backs. Why don't we use that two-headed monster? But also we can use Hill, like you said, with the motion and put him at the slot and move him across because he got good hands. He can catch. The same way with Zay Flowers. You got a D-Hop, and you got Bateman. You can motion Zay Flowers. Nobody's going to cover Zay Flowers. If you motion him and you got to have a linebacker that covers Zay Flowers, that's Saran wrap. You can call that Christmas. Just hang that up. Why we don't use it, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a burnout session for Monken. I'm just going to roll and roll and roll. Is it other things on their mind? The same way even with Harbaugh, because you're the head man, and knowing what we have, why aren't you voicing what you think we should do? As the head coach, to say like, let's try. Like, what can it hurt to try it? And that's what I meant by as we get through this season. It's going to be hard to keep having these slow starts and got to rev it back up when you got to play catch up, and then you got to go pass happy, and that's not going to work in our favor because teams are going to drop in zone, and then they just play nickel the whole time and know they have to pass in order to move this ball. So we just play nickel, dime, and just sit there and force Lamar to try to throw in these gaps against 2 receiver combos, a receiver and a tight end combo, but we don't really have a third receiver coming across to kind of like explode that. I saw a play that Kansas City ran against the Colts as they was driving down. They did like a 3-level drag. They had a lower drag, which was under the linebackers. They had one where Rice hit behind the linebackers. They even had a deeper one coming across. So there's no way in hell that the Colts could have covered all 3 of those because somebody had to drop the under drag. They was in zone at the snap. Sauce Gardner squeezed and dropped back into his zone. So it was a hole every time. So like you say, Wilcox, why not send 3 guys in wide zone? Why are we sending 1 across and then we only having 2 combos? And that take it back to Lamar's first and second years where we're going 2-man routes against sometimes they're being covered by 3 or 4 guys and wonder why we can't get the ball down the field. So like exploit, it's like every level of football is a copycat league. And there's no way if you're looking at you get all the tapes, why can't you take something from an Andy Reid? You know what I mean? Why can't you dig in the crates, like you said, a Gruden or something like that, or Sean McVay, something like that, to where you can put all your arsenal on the field and have them complement each other. So and that's the telltale sign. I think that's when you roll on Twitter and you see a lot of the fans and stuff are saying, it's about that time for Harbaugh, because it's like, has he gotten complacent to, well, I've been here for a long time. It don't seem like they're getting rid of me. As long as I keep running these AFC Norths, getting close, I'm fine. My seat is not in jeopardy. So it seemed like it's like a comfort level. I don't know what it is with Monkey, so
that shit blows my mind. Even to think like that, the window of opportunity to win the Super Bowl is always so freaking tiny, So it's like we wasted 2 years of not winning Super Bowls, maybe really 3. This will be our 4th year of us wasting, because that Mark Ingram year, the big year, that was 1 year we wasted. And then these last 2 years, we wasted those two. This year right here will be our 4th year that we've wasted for, an opportunity to actually win a Super Bowl. And people do not, I mean, I went to a Super Bowl my 2nd year in the league. I'm talking about didn't sniff a damn Super Bowl the rest of my career. Right. So to be able to even sit here and think that we have the type of team and the type of quarterback like a Lamar Jackson, and this man ain't haven't won a Super Bowl yet. And we've done things to put people around them. But I think I try my best not to get up into play calling, because when you get into play calling, that's everybody gonna have a different personality. Everybody gonna either be aggressive or even be lighthearted or even be nice. My coach used to take me out the game, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and he would just pull me out the game so I ain't score no more when I was in high school. So every coach is different. Some coaches are gonna be nice, they don't want to run the score up on. Some they don't give a shit, they're gonna put 100 on the board. So everybody's different when it comes to play calling. Right. My thing is, when I watch this shit, why are we trying to throw the ball deep when we got 2 guards that can't block? We play Myles Garrett and he's one-on-one with our tackle on either side of the ball. Why are we doing that? Like, why are we not chipping them? Why are we not bringing the tight end over the chip, the running back over the chip? Why are we not doing stuff to double team inside to help these guards and help our center out? Because he's surrounded by 2 hits. Like, when I watch our game planning, I'm breaking it down to like the little things. Like, why are we not outside zoning? Why are we not running away from Myles? Why are we not running at Myles Garrett? Why are we not game planning to figure out how to stop this man from sacking our quarterback 5 times while he's looking down the field to try to throw the ball more than 15 yards deep when he don't have that type of time? So put in some screen passes. If Myles Garrett is that aggressive, just throw the ball over his head with a screen pass. Like, why we're not doing those type of things? And that's the thing I think that frustrates me when I sit back and watch the game. It's like Lamar is so dynamic. We're not running no quarterback draws. We're not doing no design runs with him right now. And I think that's very intentional, because I do think he is hurt. Like me and Matt both were talking about it before you came on, Tay. I think he is hurt, so without even getting so in depth with just how deep we go with the ball and throw the ball and all the routes and all the running combinations we could run. Derrick Henry is not an outside guy. He's an inside zone, outside zone type guy, right off tackle or inside the tackle, but right downhill on an angle at your ass, hard downhill. Nobody want to hit him, So we keep running them on these toss sweeps or these outside, these 8 and 9 runs, and I don't understand that at all. It frustrates me. That's what gets me upset. And I think being able to coach on the high school level, every year your team changes, and it's the same way in the NFL.
I have a theory there, Daniel.
Go ahead, Matt.
I have a theory to why they run him on the outside like that, because I'd take it back to last year in the Buffalo game at home when they threw him a toss and he took it 87 yards to the house. That right there, they were like, oh, he can run outside on the toss. He can run outside on the outside zone stretch. He can run to the 8 or the 9 easily.
I think he can do that too, man.
I mean, he can, but the thing is, they had that home run play with him one game a season and a half ago, and they thought that it could be consistent, but you don't have that offensive line this year.
Yeah, well, I also think that piggybacked off him having almost a damn 2,000-yard rushing season. So when you run the ball as hard as they ran it last year, and he was only getting 16 carries a game and taking that shit to the house once or twice a game, 60 yards, 70 yards out, they're afraid of the inside run as much as they're afraid of anything else. So the outside run would be a surprise for him, and when he did get it, he's out the gate. So it's one of those things where you kind of scratch your head and just try to figure out what the hell are we doing. Welcome back,
I agree.
Appreciate it, fellas. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You probably got a phone call or something.
Yeah. More on my computer. I don't know what's up with this internet connection. So, but man, I think we should try a quick game. That's basically what you saying. We'll
up tempo, change the tempo, right?
Because I had was like the best at that. I hate them. We look at the Patriots, the Tom Brady Patriots. That's why nobody could get to Tom Brady for years. It was
nickel and dime shouty.
Catch, go, catch, rip.
Yeah, because it's basically like an extended handoff. That's all it is. So I had a chance to coach a high school game at OC 1 year. My teammate Terry Jones from the Ravens, he was my OC, and I was the receivers coach and special teams coordinator. And Terry, had to go to a funeral or something in Alabama and ask me to, the OC and call the game that week. And I was blessed. I had Cam Newton's little brother as my quarterback, Caitlin Newton.
Okay.
So I was able to have a stud at QB. So I told Caitlin, I said, Caitlin, look, don't get frustrated with me because we probably ain't gonna throw the ball at all the first quarter. We just gonna run the ball to death. So when you start throwing it, they forget how dope you are.
Right.
And then so what happened was the first two possessions, we was 3 and out. I was like, this shit, I can't do this. I can't run the ball. I got to do it. So I looked at what they was doing. They was playing zone. I just figured that out the first two sessions. They playing zone. They're gonna play off our receivers. We got 4 really good receivers. I shook everything up. I said, Caitlin, I can go 4 wide doubles. We gonna stay in doubles the whole time. We're gonna run hitch all the way down the field until they come out their zone. They come up on us on hitch like pump and go. Whoever the receiver they jump, pump and go, and we're gonna throw it over their head. We ran hitch the back. I just kept doing this right here, Tay. Again. We hit them hitch all the way down the field. I mean, 2-3 distance hitches. You know what happened? My recycle, they off to the races. I had speedsters. They was off to the races. Then next thing you know, they try to jump the hitches, pump and go. Bombs on their ass, bombs over Baghdad. Before you know it, dog, we like 50-some points to 0. And he was like, man, what the hell did you do? We hadn't scored those type of points. I just took what they gave me. It wasn't even rocket science, bro. I just said, we're going to run hitch until they stop it. When they try to stop it, told my receivers to convert on their own and the quarterback to pump it to the one that he see. I told him to take all pre-snap reads. And that's all we did. And we handed it off every now and then, gave draws every now and then. And before you know it, we stretched them out. So they couldn't load the box up. So every time we gave the ball to our running back, he was hitting his head on the goalpost too.
Might have lost Tay again.
Yeah, the crazy thing is you can see his internet is spotty as hell. But he down in the woods. He in Warner Robins, bro. Ain't no telling what his internet look like down there.
Yeah,
probably
true.
Some off-brand internet company like Clear. He probably still got Clear. Clear done went out of business. Yeah, man. Watching the game, Matt, man, I was excited to see how we finished the game. And then I was a little frustrated with the start again, with the slow start, and was trying to figure out what was going on. But we just looked really out of sync, and Lamar looked out of sync as well. And I just didn't understand, how at this point we so out of sync going into a game like that.
Yeah, it was definitely frustrating. But I think that Thursday night we're gonna, it's a division game. We're gonna have to bounce back and get from this, from this slow start that we're having. But I really think that we're going to end up with our 6th straight win, and I believe that we're going to make everything right in the world, and we're going to get off to one of those 35, 40-point games, because it seems like that's what we do against the Bengals, no matter what, no matter who.
Yeah.
But, Tavon's back in. He's been having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we'll bring him back in to wrap the show. But that'll do it for this recap episode of the Ravens win over the New York Jets 23-10. We'll get back on track. We'll have a guest on either Tuesday or Wednesday. If you follow the Ravens on social media, Brian Bombster Jabs, a good friend of mine from middle school, he created a bunch of cleats for some of the Ravens players today that they wore, and he's been doing. You good with us now, Tay?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, he's on the phone.
I switched to my phone. My Microsoft Surface was acting up. Let me go to my phone.
I got you, brother. But we're wrapping up the show, Tay. Thank you so much for joining us, man. I was just telling our listeners that we have Brian Bombster Jabs, who created all the cleats most of the cleats for the Ravens awareness this weekend. I played a middle school lacrosse with Brian back in 2002 when you guys were in the NFL. So that's not an old joke, Wilcox, I promise.
Bro, every opportunity he get, bro. I played middle school lacrosse with him in 2002 when you guys was in the like who
you
didn't have to say all that shit, man. I know I did, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't have to say all that shit, bro. Like you could have been said I just played middle school lacrosse with him and just left it at that. But you put all that extra shit in there because you shady as hell, man. I don't know how somebody could be so light but be so shady. That's crazy.
It's a gift. It's a gift, bro.
It's a gift.
It's a gift. But
What's wrong with him? Tay? What's wrong with him?
Hey, nothing's wrong with me, Tay. But Tay, I'm gonna turn the floor over to you. I know that you have, your high school coaching that you talked about earlier on in the show when you first joined us. Let everybody know about your business that you have. You have a skincare business, a beard business going on down there as well. Let everybody know.
Yeah, man. Got my Tavon's beard, but I actually got the shirt on now. Been doing it since 2018. Making an all natural beard, but I'm actually shipping some out back home, Matt, to Baltimore to one of my good friends I play high school ball with. So it's been picking up over the years, man. I'm about to get up in Atlanta and do some vending and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been making since 2018. Still doing things in the community. I slowed down with really pushing my Tavon Mason Love the Kids Foundation. So I've been doing a lot more stuff just underneath the Tavon Mason name. So I'm getting ready to, I still have like tons of slippers left over from like years of doing my slipper drives. So I'm going to go drop some off at the Atrium Hospital downtown Macon this winter for like the kids and the families. Also the Ronald McDonald House down there, so I'm gonna take some there as well. But yeah, my Tavon Mason, Tavon love the beard. I mean Tavon's beard, but I apologize. It's on Instagram. I show how I make it, everything I do with it, and yeah, now I'm coaching. Like I said, plugging away to try to get back on the college level full time. I had some offers before, it just didn't line up right at that point. Yeah, that's my push to get on that college level or NFL level as well. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate you guys having me on, being able to talk a little bit about our Purple Birds. You know what I mean? And I'll be going to war every Sunday. I'll be on. My fingers be cramping up from typing, boys. So yeah, now I'm just riding this last wave up for my Cavaliers. We got this big game against Virginia Tech to see if we can go into the ACC championship. So yeah, man.
Don't sell yourself short, man. You're also an author too. You have a children's book.
Yeah. We are actually in the funny that I'm glad you brought that up. Me and my good friend Joel Brown that also played in the league, played with the Browns, the Titans, and the Eagles. We had partnered up to do the Justice Duo. We're wrapping up the completion of the third book in a 3-book series. We're getting the illustration finished up now. I'm start posting those things, but also had Tavon Does It All. Also made an ebook, 60 a Day Promise, a guide, a lifestyle, to a healthier family and lifestyle for the whole entire family. You can find on through your ebook. But yeah, man, I gave a ton of those out last year. My both children book to a couple of the Boys and Girls Club here, one in Macon and one in Warner Robins. Went down, visited the kids, surprised the kids one day, and did the autographs, talked to them, and gave the books away. So still plugging, even though I'm not in Baltimore, but still plugging in every little cornerstone I can go to just to help our kids see the brighter light.
Hey, I need some of that beard butter too, bro.
Yeah, man.
And then I just followed the Tavon's beard butter on IG, so let your boy know so I can try to. Let me try it. I'm trying to get a beard like Matt. Matt got a full ass.
Yeah, man. I definitely can.
This is one of the only genetics that's in my favor.
You know what I'm saying? He young, but he got a bigger beard than us. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Shit crazy.
But yeah, I definitely got 4 different scents. Like I do all natural, all the essential oil I use help with, like Matt say, help with the skin, antibacterial, antifungal, help with growth. Especially that winter about to start kicking in to help with that as well.
Yeah, I need some so mama want to hug the teddy bear a little bit more.
Right. So you'll be scratching the face up.
Yeah. Look, you see Matt leaning back and doing this.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to show off a little bit.
I can't stand him, bro. I can't stand him, dog. I can't stand this dude, man.
Hey,
Tavon, we appreciate you coming on, bro. Thank you so much, man,
always,
for taking some time out of your day, man.
Well, yeah, man. Y'all have a holiday. Happy Thanksgiving.
Let me ask you this before you jump off. How did you guys finish up with the season this year? What was your record?
It was a rough one this season. Never with a new coach, new staff. We was 1-9. Young, very young. Yeah, man, very young. Some things, you trying to change the atmosphere that was in place prior to. But it's good outlook, man. We got a major kid. We got a 4-star D lineman that be a senior next year. He already committed to Texas A&M. Big kid, Elijah Patman, like about 6'3", 6'4", like 2 something. And we got a corner. That's Amari. It's crazy because he played quarterback since middle school. Head coach flipped in the corner at the beginning of this season. After 1 week in the summer, he got offered from FSU. This dude, the last few weeks between LSU, Ole Miss, Georgia, Georgia Tech, you name it, this kid got it. And this is his first year ever playing corner.
So who's your quarterback? Y'all got a decent quarterback or no?
Yeah, we got 2. We got one young kid. He was a 9th grader. He's your quick, flashy, can move. Got a heck of an arm. Just got to learn how to. We're still working on fine tuning it to make it more accurate. I mean, the kid can throw 60 yards, and that's just with minimum. We got another kid that we started inputting that towards the end of the season, about 6'4", the sophomore, like 6'4", like 2 something. So we got some tools. The big thing is going to see how what we can get as far as old linemen. That's always a thing in high school. If you can get that, boy, your season is in heaven. So that's going to be like the big thing for us next season.
Yeah, good luck to you guys, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, fellas.
Thank you again for joining us, Tay. It's always a pleasure interviewing you and seeing what you're up to, man. We'll have you back on later in the season. Maybe in the off season, we can have you on as well for some content. But that'll do it for this episode of We Bleed Purple Podcast. Will Cox, where can everybody find you?
All right,
you already know you can find me at. You can find me in the A, shorty. You know what I'm about? No, I just play. You can find me at X at Coach Will Cox. You can find me on IG at Daniel.Wilcox. And Trig, where they can find you at, big fella?
Right now, you can find me on Instagram, mtrig89. My X was hacked, so I don't know how I'm going to get that back, but it's mtrigwbpp. And Tay, where can everybody find you on social media, brother?
On Instagram, Mr._T Mason. You're interested in the beard butter, Tavon's beard butter. On X, you got me at T Mason 18. That's where you can find me.
There you have it, folks. We'll be back for our Cincinnati Bengals Thanksgiving preview show early on this week, and that is a wrap.
Peace.
Bird Gang out.